and welcome back to another Anime Vanguards video. Today I'm ranking all 6 new units from Update 5. We are not counting the tourney units or the leaderboard units because I simply don't have them and they're not going to be useful anyway. I've made showcases for all 6 units and I highly recommend you check all of those out, but now we're going to go ahead and rank them from the worst, which is number 6, to the best, which is always number 1. Starting the list is Mr. Satan/Hercule at number 6. He is a really good support for Dragon Ball related units, which I'm just going to put out there real quick that all of these units are good, even the lowest ranked ones on the list. Hercule will boost Dragon Ball units by 20% damage and 30% crit rate every time he lands a critical hit. Now, do note that despite him basically being Subaru for Dragon Ball units, he is the only unit to buff crit damage, and you can also still buff units if they aren't Dragon Ball related, but the buffs are all halved. Meaning he is still a very good choice to run with Dante and especially Gohan, because both of those units live off of crits. So before I continue the video, 2 things. Question of the day, what is your favorite unit in general that is currently in Anime Vanguards? And the second thing is, I just want you to like the video because it helps this get pushed further in the algorithm, and it helps me out a lot. Thank you, and back to the video. Next up at rank 5 is Gohan. Now I feel like some of us saw this coming, but I'm going to explain it to you real quick. Despite being the second lowest on this list, he's actually really good. His whole kit revolves around getting critical hits and then doing follow-up attacks. He automatically gets 30% crit chance from his passive, and that can be buffed further by other units such as Boo to 60%. Meaning with a good setup in Deadeye, he will do a lot of damage. Rank number 4 on this list has got to go to Virgil. Now he is a really good unit, but other units above him simply have more usability, or they simply have better abilities and passives that help out a lot more than Virgil does. Virgil is really all pure DPS, but he does have some dependencies. In order for him to reach his full potential, you need a unit that can cause time stop, stun, or freeze. And no, slow does not count. Virgil's kit is all about attacking enemies that are stuck in place by an effect to attack additional times. Each time he lands a hit, his DT gauge fills a little, and that extends to his extra attacks. Once it's full, he transforms and becomes full AoE, and then he can spawn in a clone to do the same attacks he does. All in all, making him very much worthy of being in the number 4 spot. Rank number 3 on this list goes to Vegito, aka Goku Super Saiyan 3. Now this unit has a lot of usability and variety in his kit. First of all, after switching between Goku and Vegeta, they both get quite a good chunk of damage, and upon swapping in with each other, they either stun or slow enemies, which the stunning from Goku swapping in makes him really good to pair with Virgil. Now, Vegito has objectively one of the biggest damages in terms of raw DPS, and he can also stop regen with Rupture, he can ignore dodge chance, he ignores 50% of damage reduction, and can have the enemy attacks focus on him and always do a counterattack, making him one of the best units here from this update in terms of both offensive power and support power. Now, number 2 on this list is going to have to go to Boo. The dude has a godly amount of DPS just for starters, but let's get into the reason I put him so high. All of these dang passives. Not only can he summon ghosts every 10 kills, scaled with his damage by the way, he also drops eggs that explode upon killing enemies that have been turned into candy, and when he's sold, after transforming to his final form, he can turn into another form that attacks twice in one area after killing something, and then also doing 30% more damage to the enemy with the highest health. But you know what makes him so goddamn amazing? He can be a fudging support as well. He buffs all Dragon Ball units by 10% attack and 30% crit chance, which by the way, Gohan needs crit chance. Boo is so overpowered that he makes other units overpowered. Now the number 1 unit out of this entire update, Dante. Dante is just absolutely the best unit here, but he does need Deadeye in order to reach his full potential. With Deadeye, he can pretty much guarantee critical hits, which will cause him to transform really quick as well as do a lot of damage. With a bad trait, or in this case we'll say without a trait, he has about 8k DPS. However, crit chance and damage as well as his follow-up attacks are not calculated into DPS. So let's say he has 60,000 damage, right? I'm using Z+ stats, so you might not see the same results. Now we're going to say he has Deadeye, which makes his crits deal 1.75 times damage as well as giving him 100% crits. His passive also lets him do a follow-up attack for his full damage, and it can crit. So we have 1.75 times the 60k damage, giving him about 105,000 damage for the attack. Considering he also has a follow-up attack for the same damage, this makes it 210,000 every time he attacks. My Dante has a cooldown of 7.4 seconds, so we're going to do some quick calculations real quick, and that comes to a solid 28,378.37 DPS, and he's a 3 placement. So if we have all of them placed, that's a good 85,135.13 DPS. Need I say more? No? Good, because I have nothing more to say. I'm speechless. This guy is broken. But yeah, that was the ranking. Have a good day, everyone. Good luck on the grind. Get all of these units. All of them are broken. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord below. Yeah, but that's about it. See ya. My name is